What the f?
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely not something's not straight.
We are Ben and Brandy. We recently bought a 16-foot box truck and are working to convert it into the ultimate off-grid camping rig. Today we'll show you our next steps as we finish demo and start installing our wet bath.
Daddy told me to get nice and floppy and then dip it in. And then you just start brushing. Try to get as thin as possible.
We're on what, day 2? Really officially day 2, because day 3 the starter went out. We were trapped in a Lowe's parking lot. But we'll kind of take you around here, let you check everything out. We do have a shorter video. Click this link up here and you can check that out. And what we did is we took a generator that's just a standard generator you can buy at Home Depot or something like that. Usually you set them outside. And we have added an exhaust system to it. We have added it's a dual fuel, so we can use propane. And then we're rerouting the electric starting switch to the inside of the cab. Out of here. Yeah. There must have been a leak here or something. I wonder if it's because it's around the wheel wells. Okay guys, it is the end, really just night 2. We got the floor completely tore out. We've got the ceiling board stained and ready to go. We've got the generator in, the generator's hooked up. Have some HVAC issues that we're trying to work out, so we'll probably try to finish that up tomorrow. And then we'll also finish putting our in-dash media display in and all that, which will have our guide maps and all that right in the front. But it's been a long night. I'm done.
I think it's looking good. The space feels really big, and I'm excited about the ceilings. I think they're going to be really cool. It's crazy how fast it's coming together.
Got the stereo in up there.
Good.
Now I got the motor I'm pulling apart because there's an exhaust leak. Got the parts coming in. They'll be in the morning. Floor's in. Stouted up. Cut this piece. Lay in there. And then start slamming floors down. What the f?
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely not something's not straight.
What the fuck? Both ends are good. It's the middle. Gonna be sweet. Gonna be fucking sweet. That's a trick. Alright, so we almost had a little conniption here. But I think we're okay now. We thought, well, man, maybe we ought to insulate more. Well, without insulate, just period. But there is insulation already on this thing, so somebody did it right the first time. So we have this down on the floor, and since this is asphalt board and probably has some kind of tar or something in it, we're gonna go ahead and lay plastic down as a vapor barrier anyway, and then put our floor on that. So, should go well. Get the floor down in there. In good shape. Hello? This is the toilet hole. Yeah. There's a little insulation in these walls there, you know. There you go. It's not gonna look the greatest. Oh, I was thinking, I knew they were around it. I'll just spray foam out of it and we'll paint it all. Cover our holes up. fits right into that compartment over there, I think. Alright. That bitch is badass. I don't even know if we need walls. Open that door. We could put a big window on it down here. Okay, let's go see if the compartment works now. So this is your RV levels. Here's where you fill your water. And then this is where all your poo goes. That little baby should just slide right in there. Like that. That's it. Boy, that bathroom's gonna be lit up. Advanced light. This goes on the bottom. This will lay on the top. Right out in there. Okay, that should be centered. So now we can take this little baby. And that's pretty much going to be where it's at. Alright, that's our lines. Let's get the cutting and tearing and ripping and shredding. So I will say that statement about measure twice and cut once, it's completely true. But also on top of that, make sure you follow your measurements precisely. As you can see, I kind of get off target here with my reciprocating saw a few times. And that caused me a lot of headache in the end. So make sure you follow your measurements very precisely when you're cutting.
That seems bad.
Huh? Well, yeah.
2 more, just hanging out ready.
That could be ready for my fan. What the hell is that? Well, that'd be sweet if it ran right over here to it.
Yeah. Well, there's some luck for you.
Woo! So we lost this. No 110, but we gained that in the ceiling. I think that one will go. Yeah, probably not. Oh, I know what I did. Yeah, this is what was 11. There is one thing that I've learned by working on the roof of my other motorhome, and that's don't be conservative with silicone. Use as much as you need, and when it looks like there's too much, add more. Because it's better to have an ugly silicone job and not leak than something that looks pretty but leaks. You'll see that consistently through this build. Oh, yes. Elegant. You going for this? Oh, look at that. That is an elegant process. Oh, yes. Looks like what we're going to do This is the freshwater tank. We're gonna flip this over and we'll have one PEX that goes down. And these are our gauges, obviously, to tell your water levels. And then we'll have a fill valve and an overflow valve. They'll both be here. And then these are gonna run down and stay inside the building and go over. So the weak point of our whole system is gonna be where the freshwater line comes straight out of the bottom of the tank. But since it's just one valve, I'll just insulate the whole living crap out of it. So this compartment will have to have some heat in it, and this line will have to be insulated. Yeah, it's probably done. So once again, we're making mistakes and we're learning from them. Here, what we have done is we mounted the fill port for the freshwater tank just a little bit too low. So that means before the tank would be filled, the water would be running back out of the fresh tank fill port. Now, this isn't a big deal if you have a garden hose hookup and it's pressurized where you can turn a valve off and on, but that's not the way this intake port works. Alright, so I'll explain kind of what we did here. So the water tank has got an inlet on, or I guess it's an outlet on the bottom of it. Here's your inlet, so we're going to come in with our line from outside, which we put a lock on it, which I highly recommend you guys do. If you don't have a lock on your water intake, people could come by and pour anything they wanted in there, so, or take a pee in it or whatever. So we've got our overflow, we've got our inlet, we've got our wires for our water level. And then what we did is we actually cut a hole out in the bottom of the truck. It fits just down in that hole, just perfect. We're gonna secure it there. And then our bed will be built over this tank. And then we also are mounting our gray tank right under here in the same spot. So as you use water out of your fresh tank, it goes into your gray tank, which is in the exact same spot. So your weight distribution always stays the same because all the weight's in this back corner. So that's how we've designed it. Hopefully it works out well. So on to the next thing now. So this wire we got to reuse because it literally, we cut it in half while we were putting our fan in. And it's 2 wires, which is exactly what we would need for our fan. So I think this one goes to the air conditioner. Not 100% sure. And these I don't know, but I didn't want to get rid of them because it's just 2 12-volt conductors that run that way. So we'll run into them later and use them on something. And then down through the bottom here is where everything runs. So start seeing if we can clean this shit out and we'll be ready to drop a window in it. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Don't forget to tune in next week as we go and we stay at a castle for 24 hours alone. Also, please drop your ideas and suggestions and any comment you might have below. We'll see you next week.